Hey everyone, welcome back to Eastcock Game, where we give you the X's, the O's, and the insights of NBL1 East. Thanks for joining us live tonight on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Remember to give us a follow on Instagram and Facebook at Eastcock Game, or you can continue to find our episodes on your preferred streaming platforms. And while you're there, check out Cut to the Jace, podcast featuring current Bankstown Bruin himself, Jason Kitty, and It's a Cole World, a podcast by Beck Cole, WNBL champion through and through. And both of those podcasts are brought to you by basketball.com.au. And the cat is out of the bag. Because we had the Easter long weekend, we hope that everyone had a great Easter long weekend. For those that happen to celebrate, and those that don't, we just hope you enjoyed the 4 days off and had some R&R. But it also meant that NBL1 East and NBL1, well, most of NBL1, I think Central still played, but the East at least were having a rest. So we don't have a regular episode, but instead we can go 2-on-1 with Mandrell Worthy. Hey, Mandrell, how are you?
I'm good. How about you guys?
Very good.
Doing very well. Thank you, sir.
Good. I'm glad to be on.
Excellent. Thank you for being a guest and for being so prompt with organizing a time in your schedule to chat with us. And now Lockie's done all the hard work preparing for this episode, so I'm going to throw to him to get us all started.
Yes. So, Mandrell, thank you for joining us. It is your third season in NBL1 East after a season down in South and an impressive college career at Azusa Pacific. I guess we like to say you're probably one of the most versatile and exciting players in the league. You have multiple NBA players as family members, and you've just made the switch from Maitland to Newcastle. That's like Duke UNC rivalry levels right there. So, out of Sammamish, Washington, where and how did your basketball journey begin?
So, my high school is actually in Sammamish, but I'm from a town called Federal Way, and that's kind of where my basketball background kind of started. My dad kind of put the basketball in my hand, like, from birth. Like, I have videos of me at, like, 2 years old shooting on, like, a little small hoop, so I've always like played basketball, played it from as early as like 4 or 5 years old on a team and played up growing up. So basketball has always been like in my life as long as I could remember. And then I kind of always had family members, like you kind of mentioned, that played sports, specifically basketball. So it's just a big part of like my family and just we have like a pretty athletic background, so that's always been something that we love, whether they watch it or play it.
And when did you start to realize you were, pretty good at basketball?
To be honest, probably like at an early age, I was one of the kids that was like, to be honest, like if you told me at like 6 or 7 years old, I probably thought I was gonna be like 6'8", because I was always way bigger than every other kid. Like I was the biggest kid until probably 8th grade year, and then kids started catching up. I was always the tallest. But I always played guard, so I was like a bigger point guard. But yeah, I've always been the biggest kid. I was always like because I played for so long, like I was always one of the better players growing up, just from being bigger and playing up. I used to play two or three grades up, so kind of made it easier once I got older.
And then did the growth spurt stop?
Yeah, so so when I got to 8th grade, I started seeing kids start catching up. I was about, I think I was like I was probably like 5'11" in like grade 6 going into grade 7, and then I kind of like had a little spot where I kind of stopped growing, and then when I got to like 9th and 10th grade, I grew a couple more inches, got to 6'3", 6'4", and then that was the cutoff right there. So.
But on the plus side, it sounds like you were able to develop some different skills throughout your playing career. Did you develop some maybe power forward center skills when you were the biggest kid growing up? And then when everyone caught up with you, did you have to evolve into being a guard?
No. So I always played guard, even when I was the tallest one. I was always point guard or shooting guard. but I always like learn. Just like the coaches I've had some pretty good like coaches growing up. They always made us learn how to post, how to play every position, like pivoting. They taught us everything because they don't at that age. Like I feel like you don't know how tall you're gonna be. So I was thankful to have like coaches that were like, okay, we're gonna learn everything. So if you do end up being 6'8", you're already gonna know how to play that way, and if you're not, you're already gonna have the guard skills. So yeah.
Yes, awesome. So we love some versatility. We love a guard that can post up as well. But yeah, as Lockie said, you come from a very athletic family, counting Juwan Howard and MLS player Darwin Jones as older cousins. So did they help shape you as an athlete?
Not as much as like my cousins. Obviously, like my older cousin Darwin, as well as like my younger cousins. We all kind of grew up like pretty close to each other. We kind of lived like literally like around the corner. We always lived pretty close, so we were all pretty competitive. He's older. He played soccer. I wasn't really into soccer. I was more into basketball because he's the shortest probably out of all of us. So he kind of went the soccer route, but I was always into basketball. I knew Jawan. He's my my mom's first cousin, so they kind of grew up together. So we'd go watch him play whenever he came to Seattle when we had the Sonics, and then when he played with LeBron and Dwayne Wade, we used to see them play with the Heat when they went to Portland. So we used to always like watch him when he came close to our area and watch his games. Obviously, he's in the Fab Five and stuff. So that was pretty cool to see and meet him, and then meet a lot of NBA players growing up as a kid, for sure.
And I guess did you talk much about the Michigan run with Juwan, considering they just won the Natty?
Not recently. I knew they were gonna win, honestly, but I haven't talked to him about it yet. I know he was probably at the game for sure. Yeah.
Nice.
Do you try and keep Oh, you go, Locke.
No, sorry. I'm just trying to see because I actually went to a Seattle Sounders game in 2015, and I'm pretty sure Darwin, if he didn't play, was at least on the bench.
No, he was playing that year. Yeah. He was on that stage.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that just hit me. That I actually have been to see Darwin Jones play.
Yeah. No, that's dope.
Yeah. But you mentioned just before your younger cousins, Jalen and Jaden McDaniels, NBA players. And I know you were on DC, Damian Clark's podcast, talking about battling with Jaden. But for those who don't already know, it sounds like you can take a bit of credit for some of his success.
I wouldn't say take credit, but I mean, me being the older cousin, like I was always kind of like the one that like played because I was the first one out of like the Seattle area because my cousin Darwin plays soccer. So I was next up, but I was the first one to play basketball. So as far as Jalen, like me and him are closer in age. So I kind of always played against him because he's like a year and a half younger than me. And I would like kind of make him play because he's a year and a half younger than me, but he was always super tall too. Obviously he took the height because he's 6'8". I'm only 6'3", but he wasn't as into basketball, but as he got better and he grew, he turned into one of the top players in the nation. And then his little brother, we would always play together, and like we kind of would bully Jaden because we kind of knew like, okay, like we're gonna make him better because he's gonna be the best one out of all of us. So we'd always play him. We never took it easy. We never let him win, and that kind of, I think that's probably a part of it. I wouldn't say it's just me. It's probably Jalen too, but we used to bully him, kind of make him better, and it turned out to be good because he used to play us. We're 4 years older, 3 and 4 years older than him, so playing against us made it so much easier for him to play against kids his age.
Do you watch him, beat players in the NBA and say, man, I know how to stop that, why don't you, kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like him being my cousin, like I know things that probably other players don't know about him and playing his game. So obviously I'm like, okay, like I can stop that move and those players can't. But like, nah, they're both great players. they're where they're at because they worked hard. So no, it's great to see where they are and kind of be a part of their journey and see it up close. So it's pretty cool.
Do you still wind each other up in the family group chat? Is it still competitive between each other?
Yeah, for sure. I think when I was home, we all went to his game when they played the Lakers. I think it was like their second game of the season, and like we're all like in his hotel room, and we're all just talking about like playing one-on-one, like when we're gonna play a game. Like we always have that talk. Like we have like 3-point contests, all that. Like we always have that kind of discussion. We argue back and forth. We're all super competitive, so yeah.
Did you get some shots up while you were back home, you know, in the backyard or a court down the road trying to
we haven't been able to get on the court together at all, really. Like, so hopefully this summer after the NBO1 season, when I go back, hopefully we can all get in the gym together and kind of end those discussions at least.
Yeah, that's right. And if it does come to fruition, please update us with the score, the outcome, or some footage or something, so we know that it actually happened.
For sure. And if I'm quiet, that means I probably lost, but I'm not going to be quiet about it.
I mean, you've got to go at least best of 3 or something. So you certainly will be able to get some wins in there.
Yeah, for sure. I'm up in the all-time series, so I'll take that.
Yes, very nice, very nice. And yeah, you started your college career at Montana State before becoming a star at D2 Azusa Pacific. Did I pronounce that correctly? I feel like I didn't.
Yeah, you did. It was perfect. Yeah.
Okay, you know the pressures of live podcasting. So in a world where so many players think D1 or bust, and you know, side note, the thousands of players that are currently in the transfer portal, why was that move right for you to go play for Montana State?
I mean, as far as Azusa, I think like when I was at Montana State, I obviously had that mindset coming out of like school, like, oh, I want to go D1. And kind of when I got there, I wasn't presented the opportunity. There was like politics. I also got hurt my first year. So there was a lot of things that kind of ended up happening. A lot of people transferred out. I think like 10 out of our 15 players when I was there left. So it wasn't a great situation. And I kind of wanted to go somewhere where I could succeed. And Azusa Pacific was just that. They had a lot of guys that played D1 that always came back. So they kind of were familiar with Division I players, and they always made the NCAA tournament at the Division II level. They were one of the powerhouses. Like we were ranked top 25, probably 3 out of the 4 years that I was there. So, I mean, we were pretty good. We were number 1 in the nation at one point before COVID hit in 2020. So we're a really good school. Like we probably could beat a lot of D1s. They wouldn't play us when we would try to schedule them. So I felt like that was a good move, and it was like a place that wanted me, and they kind of put me in a position to kind of develop and become the player I am today, just to give me confidence and stuff. So I think that was pretty essential in my like basketball like journey so far. Yeah.
I like that you mentioned that you could beat D1 schools and that they were ducking you, because I think that's what a lot of people don't realize. They think that, you know, the best D2 school is, you know, just the best non-D1 school, and it doesn't really work. There's a lot of overlap between the bottom of D1 and the top of D2.
Exactly. So, yeah, I always try to tell kids too, like even kids here that might not know as much, like I always tell them like, hey, like, don't think D1 or bust. Just try to go to the school where you're actually going to play and be able to develop. And then whatever happens after that, you can kind of assess it. But yeah, don't just think D1 or bust, because you might overlook an opportunity where you can get better and actually succeed. And you can still play professional basketball, whether you play Division I or Division II. Like there's not a big gap. It's almost pretty close, unless you're going to like a Duke or whatever, Michigan or whatever school. So,
I mean, look, Lucas and Mac Morgan just won a natty at D2 level with Gannon.
Those are the two I used to practice with them when I was at Norths, and they same situation. They went to 2 different D2s, and now they're successful. They just won a natty, so I'm sure they're gonna transfer or go D1 just off of that, or they might stay. So either way, but they have leverage now, So.
And you mentioned before that making the switch to Azusa Pacific was really good for your development just as a player in general to help you set you up for your playing future. Was there anything else that you took away from your experience at that college, whether it was on or off the court, that helped you set yourself up to be a professional?
Yeah, it was, to be honest, it was a Christian school. I had, so it was kind of different. Like we had to go to, what they call like a chapel, like 3 times a week, which was different, just to kind of learn about that, and kind of like learn more about like faith aspect. That kind of developed me on like outside of basketball. I got hurt. I tore my ACL, so I missed like 1.5 years of basketball. So that also kind of shaped me too. Like I started learning more about like myself, and also like seeing basketball from a different lens. And I also think that kind of like sparked more of a like, I don't know, fire in me to come back and play. And then because a lot of people probably didn't think I was going to be able to come back from it. So that was pretty big too. So I went through, a lot of different things. I mean, we were successful there. I was injured. There's a lot of different things that kind of helped shape me to like pursue basketball and kind of show like, okay, like if I'm able to get through this, I can get through anything. So.
And what did you graduate in? What was your major?
Business management. And then I got my master's as well in sports management. So
there we go. So. Nice.
Yeah.
So any real, have you used the degree at all? And any side hustles while you've been pro?
Yeah.
Pro
Yeah. Actually, when I was at home, I worked for a sports like a college recruiting company that kind of helped them with like helping kids kind of get to the college level. So that's kind of like a way. And I honestly want to kind of do that avenue after I'm done playing, kind of be like in the sports agency, sports management realm. So kind of used it a little bit like in my off time as a little side gig. Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely somewhere that's exploding at the college level, is agents with not just getting players to college, but with NIL now. It's massive.
Yeah. I haven't got into that room, but it's cool though. Yeah.
And look, if you ever need just a little project, a small business like a podcast that you'd like to manage, I'm sure we could come up with something.
Hey, let me know. I'm down to do that.
we'll give you 20% of what's 20% of zero.
Hey, we got to start somewhere, right?
That's right. We're fueled off love, and you have been getting some love on the Instagram Live, especially from James Hunter calling you Drelly Vadova, and saying that you're a real pro with the love heart emoji.
Jimmy's a great guy. That's one of my guys. So appreciate you, Jimmy.
But of course, you did turn pro, and we've had players play in a lot of countries. We've had players in NBL 1 East. We've had Georgia, Azerbaijan, Kosovo. A few players have played in Ireland, but Equatorial Guinea, that was a new one for me.
New one for
how did that opportunity come about?
I didn't even know what that was. But
fair.
Kind of a crazy story. So I played in a league. I know you guys had Chris Bryant. He played in the league as well. It's called the TBL. It's kind of different now, but back then it was kind of like another league in America where like it was COVID. I was fresh out of college. I was just trying to get some film so I could get overseas. So I played in that, and then it was quiet after that from overseas during the summer after that season. So I kind of had like a moment where I almost like stopped playing basketball. I was like, all right, I might get another job if I don't find a place overseas, because I'm a year out of college and I didn't have anything. So I was on vacation actually, and I randomly hit up this guy before my vacation and was like, hey, he was an agent in Spain. And he was like, hey, Can you find me an opportunity to play overseas? And he hit me back. He's like, maybe I might be able to help you. Just send me your film. So I sent him my film, my resume from college and stuff like that. Not thinking anything of it because I had probably spoken to hundreds of different teams and stuff like that at that time. Just because I didn't have experience, so it was hard. So I just didn't think anything of it. I sent him my stuff and I'm like, whatever, like he's probably not going to reach back out. So I'm on my vacation and I don't know if you guys know where Yellowstone is, but it's like a very secluded area. It's a national park. I was there, didn't have any service. So I get back to my accommodation and randomly I got like a message back and he's like, hey, this team is interested and it's in Equatorial Guinea. And I was like, I don't know where that is. So I looked it up. It was in Africa, the only Spanish-speaking African country, right off the coast. I lived in Malabo, which is a little island off the country, right next to Cameroon. So I kind of took that job as a way to get in overseas, and that kind of propelled me a little bit. Kind of went out on the limb, took it, and yeah, after that, we played in the BAL qualifier, and yeah, that's how I kind of got from that. It was just a random message I sent to a guy, and he just found that opportunity for me.
Okay, you didn't just play in the BAL qualification because you were the first Equatorial Guinean team to actually qualify for the next second round. And you hit the game winner in the must-win game after dropping 21, 8, and 6. And I went back and watched the highlights today. So just take us through that moment. Because there was a little pocket of fans with an Equatorial Guinea flag.
Yeah.
Going absolutely off.
And to be honest, there was another American. He was probably a couple years older than me. I think I was 25 at the time. He was 28 or 29. But everybody else on our team was like under 21. Like they were just young kids. We're playing with like 18, 19-year-old kids that never played outside of the country, outside of maybe Cameroon, which is right next door. So that's nothing. So they didn't know how big this was either. They just we won our domestic league. And then we went to the qualification. And then I think we lost to one of the bigger teams that first game. And then we played this other team that was pretty good. And yeah, it was a must-win game, and yeah, I hit the game winner. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like they were pretty proud. I mean, it was a good game from like everybody on the team. Like I don't know if they have the stats, but it was a pretty good contribution. We had an 18-year-old kid that had like 14 and 10. Like he got looks to go play in Europe and stuff. So yeah, it was pretty big for that country for sure.
I mean, you can talk yourself up. You beat 2 defenders and floated at home. It was damn good.
Yeah. No, that's just humble me talking. But no, it was a surreal experience. Just like looking back on like my journey and like how I almost didn't play, and then like getting that opportunity randomly, and then ended up like taking them to like at the time like that was the qualifier, but we went to like the Sweet 16 they call it for the BAL. So like the top 16 teams in all of Africa, which Africa is a huge continent. Like it was pretty big, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I was really more happy for like them and their country because they were so prideful, and that was the first time like they ever had anything happen like that. So yeah, in the moment I didn't know how big it was until I'm like, wow, like we just won with like some 18, 19-year-old kids that's never played this big of basketball before, or even played in a tournament like this, and we just went to the top tournament there. So that was pretty cool.
What was the celebrations like when you got back to Equatorial Guinea? Like the place would have been going off.
It was huge. I mean, on the bus, like I have videos still on my phone. Like we're just going crazy on the bus. Like it was crazy. And then when we got back to the airport, there was like a crowd of people that's there like to support and stuff like that. So it was super cool. Like it was pretty dope. Like definitely an experience like I couldn't like imagine like happening again. Like that was just surreal. And I'm in like Africa. Like it was probably I'm not gonna lie, like it was probably one of the coolest experiences and like coolest countries like I have been to for sure.
And it's if you're not familiar with the ins and outs of semi-pro and pro basketball across the world, the story that you told of how you got there sounds ridiculous to anyone outside our world of like, oh yeah, I reached out to this guy and then I was at a national park and I had no reception and then I got a text saying I'm going to Equatorial Guinea, like, and I played in Cameroon. Like that makes sense to us, but everyone else, that just sounds like ridiculous.
No, it makes like when I tell you like I was literally gonna quit, like I had already applied for just getting a regular job. Like I was like, I'm not playing basketball. So me getting that opportunity just to get my foot in the door, which obviously led me to come to NBL1, was like huge for me. So like even hitting that game winner, I'm like, okay, like I'm good. Like, yeah, we're going to the next stage, but like I feel like I kind of like made my presence felt. So I think that was like a big moment to like get my foot in the door and compete against, like there's some really good players in that BL qualification, like guys playing top league in Europe. So it was huge. And me and my other import, we're like the top 2 scorers in both qualifications, the Sweet 16 and the other one. Like we're 1 and 2. So it was huge for both of us.
You didn't get to play against J. Cole?
No, I did not. He wasn't he came the year after, which was crazy. And I think we played one of the teams that he joined.
Oh, okay.
In the Sweet 16. Yeah. But he wasn't on the team at that point. He came the year after 2023. But I was already in the East, so.
You have to settle for playing alongside J. Cole at Maitland.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, too legit to quit, Mandrell, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Now let's get into the local nitty-gritty stuff. It's probably something that is on a lot of people's minds that closely follow the NBL1 East. So you've made the crosstown switch from Maitland to Newcastle, one of the biggest rivalries in NBL1, and I would say like just in representative basketball ever. You know, even when you're under 12 Div 2 Stanger going up against the Falcons, you know that this is a rivalry you're born into. So like what factored your decision not only to move from Maitland, but specifically move to Newcastle?
To be honest, I'm going to be honest. I'm telling everybody the same thing because it's the truth. But I wasn't eyeing to come back to NBL1 at all. Like I was trying to go play in Europe or play in Asia. So I wasn't really reaching out to any teams or anything like that. At least not until like, I didn't reach out to teams really at all until like it got down to like maybe February. It was just kind of like tough to kind of go to Europe because the market was kind of weird for guards at my position. So in the market I wanted to go to. So I was just kind of looking into that opportunity, and one of my teammates, I'll keep him anonymous, but he hit me up like in November, just kind of seeing like, hey, are you looking to come back to the East? And I was like, I don't really know. I'm not really looking. I'm kind of more exploring like to go to Europe. So then fast forward, he kind of hits me up again and it's like, hey, and this is like January. He's like, hey, like, what's the word? Have you heard anything for Europe? And I'm like, I'm still looking. Like the deadline is probably around like February. So if I don't hear anything, then maybe I'll like, I'll reach back out. February comes by, like the end of February, like literally like the last week of February. He hits me up again and he's like, hey, like I'm keen to have you here. I think you'd be a help for the team. Like, have you heard anything from Europe? We'd love to have you. Even if you do, like, just let me know. And I'm like, all right, like, to be honest, like, I would like to play with you. And at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm not really hearing much. And they're not, like, offers that I want. So I'm like, okay, like, I'll talk to your coach and, like, we'll see if we can get it sorted. Because, like, I liked him as a player and I've always played against him. You could probably make a guess who it is. He's one of the better players. But so I reached out. I talked to the coach. We had a conversation and it went well. We had a conversation just about like how it fit with the team and stuff like that. And yeah, kind of worked out from there. And then maybe a couple of weeks like went by. We were trying to kind of sort out everything, and then yeah, I kind of came. I signed like literally mid-March. We had the blitz. I had to hurry up and get here. Had one training, played in the blitz, and then I was here. So I've only been here for 3.5 weeks. So it was kind of late, but yeah, it wasn't like scripted or anything. Like it was just kind of like, oh, they were persistent, and then everything they were saying kind of worked out. Obviously, I knew like going from Maitland to Newcastle, like even when I had the one conversation, like my coach from Maitland, Luke, he had already hit me up. He's like, Newey? And I'm like, how do you know this already? I only had one conversation, haven't signed anything. Like it's not set in stone. So like that's how I know the rivalry is so big. So yeah.
And we are the worst gossips. Like,
yeah,
Australian basketball fans are the worst gossips. I will personally admit that I enjoy watching the game. I love the sport. I love the community. But what keeps me coming back is the gossip.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say that. I was like, one thing I've learned being in Australia the last 4 years is a lot of the times when something's juicy, they cannot hold the water in at all. Like they're feel it every time. So I already knew. I kind of knew, but I was like, hopefully keeping it under the wraps. But you know, it always happens. At least between Maitland and Newcastle, it was spilled, but everywhere else, it was kind of new, I guess. So.
Oh yeah. We had no inkling. I personally had no inkling. Sometimes we are lucky to have people very kindly send us some anonymous tips through our Instagram account of who's going where, or keep an eye out for, this team's going to sign someone big. We had no idea that you were coming back, and we loved it. We loved to hear it.
I told Damien, obviously, because me and him are really close. But I know he didn't leak it. I know him for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I know it was probably like somebody from they talk gossip, but it stayed under the wraps for a good amount of time. SJ kind of speculated it, but I was already here, so.
Oh well, I mean, putting 2 and 2 together there.
Yeah.
Because when I heard Maitland Newcastle, I expected the story to be like, oh yeah, Mandrell was set up in the area. It was easy to switch clubs, kind of thing. Is what I thought. Because that's what you hear when you hear about like import switching clubs. Is they're set up in the area, so they go to another club close by.
Nah, I had no
crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't planned, nothing like that. It was just kind of like, hey, there's opportunities here, kind of last minute, but everything that they were saying like worked out, and kind of like it was like a good like mutual like coming together. I feel like everything they needed were things that I could provide for the team, and vice versa. So I think it'll be a good fit for sure.
And the draw hasn't been kind to you with the rivalry. You have to wait all the way till the last day of the season before you get to go back to Maitland.
Yeah.
Was that the first game you looked for in the calendar, going back to Maitland?
Yeah, not really. Yes and no. Because, like, I know it's going to be a big game, but, like, a lot of those, like, I still talk, like, I had lunch with Luke, like, 2 weeks ago. Like, I don't know. And I see, like, the kids all the time, like, they're like, oh, so I don't think it's going to be, like, I'm going to get heckled or anything like that. It might be the opposite for, like, Miles, because he went to Maitland. But I don't know if it's going to be the same for me. At least that's what I've heard from people in Maitland. Just because, like, but obviously it's going to be a good game for sure, especially with, like, the talent they brought in. They got Bragg, Rain Smith, they got Miles, and then they got Will as well. So obviously, yeah, it's going to be a good game for sure. And it's always a good game, like, rivalry game between us, even when I played at Maitland last year. So.
Yeah, that's super exciting. And, just trading in what they now refer to Maitland as the land. So you're trading in the land for the sea by going to Newcastle, a bit closer to the water, maybe a little bit more tolerable recovery days getting into the ocean instead of whatever, wherever you access in Maitland. So that's probably a nice little perk as well.
I would still, even when I was in Maitland, I would still drive to Newey to go to the bath. So it's just a little closer drive now.
Yes, yeah, there you go. So it's not too far, but far away enough. And it's a growing trend, which we are really happy to see as NBL1 fans, particularly, that a lot of imports are coming back to NBL1, or they're coming back to at least play for the same club. We had Sydney Hunter for a few seasons in the women's program at Maitland. Ayana Bay is coming back for Hornsby for a few seasons now. Did you have any temptation to go to another conference in NBL1? Because we love the East, but the other conferences still see us as, too little, despite us coming up in the ranks. But were you tempted to go and explore other conferences?
I was, like, once I kind of I talked to Newcastle, and then once I started kind of exploring, like, coming to Newcastle, I was thought about the South, but then I was like, you know what, like, with the talent in the East, like, I played in the South. Like, obviously the South is good, and they've always been recognized as the best NBL1 conference. But to be honest, I feel like the East is right there, if not better. I said that I'm gonna stand on that. So, especially with the talent coming back for this year, like last year it was like, okay, like I feel like it was a bigger jump, and then this year I feel like we're right here, or maybe even a little above. So, I feel like I kind of came back because I'm like, the East is, if there's anywhere I want to go, I know the East, and then I feel like the conference has something to prove, and I feel like it's one of the better conferences in NBL1 for sure. I think if not the best.
You're giving us a lot of great clips here, Mandrell. Thank you kindly. Loving the sound bites.
National champions playing the East.
And I played in both.
Oh yeah.
I have experience too, so I played in both.
Exactly. Lockie, did you want to cover question 7?
I will do. But I mean, Newcastle, been a while since they made the finals, 2023. So how do you see yourself slotting into the roster as they look to change that? Especially now you've got a couple of games under your belt as well, so you know a bit more about what.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, a bit more already about how it's going to pan out.
Yeah, I think it's just obviously that's their main goal, and that's kind of been my main goal as well. I mean, I haven't been to the finals in the East either. I've been either a half a game, somebody done won, and then we got slid out of the 8th spot, so I'm kind of hungry to get to finals too, just because my first year in the South, like, I made it so far. I'm kind of wanting to get that taste again. So with them having that in mind, that was probably like the main pitch was like, oh, we're trying to make finals. That's the main goal. And I'm like, if I come back to the East, like, that's what I want to do too. I feel like I've earned like my stripes out here. Like, I've had 2 different seasons. Like, I've shown what kind of player I am, but I feel like I want to win. That's the main thing. So I think with our roster and just us, like, obviously we had a back-to-back and guys are kind of getting in late. So we're still trying to fill each other out. I think we still played 2 games that we could have won. So I think just this 2-week break was really helpful, and just us getting acclimated and kind of figuring each other out and getting some practices in. So I feel like that's the main target right now, is just to make finals and win some games. So that's the number 1 goal for sure.
And Jude Jennings looks like he's really sprinted out the block so far this season. What's it like playing and training with someone like Jude Jennings?
Nah, Jude is great. That's my roommate. He lives literally below me. I was living in his family's house. No, it's good. Jude has gotten a lot better, especially like I used to see him because obviously I'm in Maitland, but I used to train like strength training and get shots up at the same gym as him, which is in Newcastle. So I would see him in there. We worked out with the same person. So he's put in a lot of work and he's gotten a lot better. I mean, obviously he had like a 2 50-point games last year in youth league for Newcastle, so he can definitely shoot the ball and score the ball. And he's came out with confidence and kind of shown that the first 2 games were great. So, no, I'm happy for him, and he's going to definitely be one of a player to kind of look out for this year and for years to come for sure.
Yeah, super exciting homegrown talent in Jude Jennings. He has an older sister, Rosie, that was really talented as well. And I think went to Dartmouth, Lockie, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And with Newcastle, have they told you much history about the club and particularly Broadmeadow Stadium?
Not a lot, to be honest. Not a lot. Do you have any facts for me or not?
Well, I was going to ask, have you found all the dead spots under the basket yet on court 1 on the main court?
To be honest, there's not too many. I'm not gonna lie. I've been
and you'll find them
because the jury's out. I don't know if you guys have heard it, but I know every team probably brings it up. But we have the hardest rings to shoot on.
Yes, you do.
So, with that being said, I don't know. I personally, maybe I've been getting used to them, but in the past, even I played pretty well at Newcastle. So I mean, I had a 30-point game, so I didn't think about it yet, but everybody says that, so I don't know. But
good, just keep it that way because there's dead spots. I've played a lot of games in my lifetime on that main court at Broadmeadow Stadium. Found the dead spots under the basket. Sometimes, like depending on how the universe was falling in your favor on that day, those rings could be like glad wrap or cling wrap on them, like you're just rim out. Oh my gosh, it's the Newcastle curse. But that stadium actually used to be an airplane hangar back in the day.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So there you go. So a little history there for you.
I mean, look, as commentator for Comets, I cannot judge when it comes to dead spots on the court. I got to tell you.
I was going to say, there's some other places that have dead spots too.
Fair. My favorite court to play is Alexandria.
Yeah,
because you don't have to run as far.
Yeah, because it's shorter.
That's what I was going to say. The close corners, they're like mid-range.
Yeah.
I shoot mid-range. That's good. The 3.
Yeah. That's the court where I'm having my best games because I have to I don't have to expel as much energy to get my shots up.
No, that's what
yeah. Now, Mandrell, we always like to bookend our episodes with the same question to start and end each episode. So our final question today is, who is Mandrell Worthy off the court? So tell us more about you when you're not playing basketball.
If I'm not playing basketball, I'm pretty chill. I'm pretty laid back, but I like to travel. Like whether I'm going out of the country, going on vacation, in-state, like to go to national parks. I like to go tropical vacations, anything. Like I'm down to do anything. Like love being by the water. But yeah, outside of that, like pretty good at skating. That's a talent you guys wouldn't know. Like roller skating.
Roller skating?
Yeah.
No way.
Inline or normal skates?
Where I'm from, like roller skating was huge, like growing up. So I would always
go.
Yeah. I haven't been in a while, but like if I got some skates, I'll be able to just pick it up pretty quickly.
Wow. So can you do tricks and stuff? How they go like down into a pistol squat and do the twirls and all that kind of stuff?
If I was flexible enough, I probably could. But like I can go backwards. I can do all that. Like Yes.
No way. That's such a cool talent to have. Like Newcastle Falcons social media team, get on it. Use this to your advantage. Start some reels. We want to see the promo reels of Mandrell and his skates. You're gonna pack out main court with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, that's a hidden talent for sure. I can juggle too. That's a hidden talent too. But I'm more like outdoorsy. I like to just hang out, experience different things. I like to travel. go camping, all that. I did a lot of that when I was home. So yeah, go obviously watch go to different NBA games, see family. I did a lot of that, a lot of traveling. So that's my main thing. Got a lot of places on my bucket list. Hopefully, I can go to Japan or Europe for a holiday soon. That's on my next trip that I have planned.
So you do have a milestone birthday this year, and after the season.
Yep.
And when your milestone birthday is coming up later in the year, it is a great time to go to Japan because it's off peak.
Yep, trust me, I'm already on it.
Oh, there you go.
I'm trying to go. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I might go right after I hopefully win the finals in the East. We'll see. So yeah, that's the plan for sure. Leave Australia, go straight to Japan, and then go wherever next. So.
Look, compared to traveling anywhere else from Australia across the world, Japan's kind of just up the road.
Yeah, it's still. I think it's still like 12 hours, but it's not too far. Yeah.
No, you can get there in 8. You just take a red-eye flight. Take some sleeping pills, and you'll be there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind flying. I've came over here 4 times. I'm used to it now.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, at 15 hours.
Now so you go at 15?
Yeah, it's just 15.
Because you mentioned that you like being near the water. So have you done any surfing trips in Australia or any snorkeling, anything like that while you've been here?
No, not in Australia. I haven't learned how to surf. I'll say that. But I've been snorkeling, just not here. I've been in Hawaii. But yeah, that's something I need to go to. Yeah, go do for sure. Surfing, I don't know if that's gonna take a while for me to pick up, but yeah.
You got the balance from the skating, so
I don't know.
I don't know if the skills translate, but I've found that just having the balance factor as
I don't know. I gotta see. Water is different. The waves, yeah.
No, I'm with Lockie. I think you'll be able to transfer those skills of being able to balance really well from skating to surfing. And, if you're used to doing some kind of burpee action, where it's similar when you're surfing and you just got to pull yourself up on the board without like grabbing the board or kind of that kind of thing. It's like a big burpee jump. You'll be fine. I
think that's going to be the main problem, to be honest. It's getting up on the board. That's probably the main problem. So we'll see. I'll have to try it out. We'll see.
You maybe start with bodyboarding.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Just go from there.
Because we've also had a lot of gamers as well. When we've asked this question over our last 3 seasons of eScot Game, we have a lot of people who like to play video games. Fortnite, I think, was popular. FIFA was popular. Do you like to dabble in that as well and compete with some of your family members overseas online?
To be honest, I stopped playing video games when I got out of college. So I sold my sister. I used to play NBA 2K, FIFA. Those are like the 2 games. I never really was into like Fortnite and stuff, but 2K and FIFA, I used to play that a lot. But I don't know. Once I got out of college, I was like, I'd rather go do something adventurous than play the game. Me personally. But I used to play the game a lot for sure, but not anymore. So
fair.
My unpopular opinion there, or unpopular take.
And we all got our ways to wind down. I'm sorry, I'll tell a lie. I've got my Nintendo 64, but I don't have a current gaming console.
I'll get on the Nintendo 64.
Yeah. Who controls the music in the locker room for the Falcons? Do you have any say in that?
To be honest, we haven't really been playing music in the locker room yet. Everybody usually has their headphones. At least that first weekend, it hasn't really been we haven't really. It's too early. We'll see if it changes as the season goes. But no, it hasn't been clear who's on the aux yet.
What's in your headphones pre-game?
I'm not a person that listens to the same thing, so I might listen to I listen to a lot of rap. Obviously, I listen to Future, kind of Drake, but then I might listen to some slow R&B just to calm myself down. It just depends on how I'm feeling. If I'm too amped up for the game, I might need to calm down and listen to something slow. So it just kind of depends.
I feel that actually. I was the same. I tried making a pre-game playlist once when I played handball. And I listened to it once and I was like, I'm up for this. And the very next Saturday on the train to the game, I'm like, I don't want to listen to any of this today.
Yeah. Your vibe might be different that day.
Yeah.
Whatever you feel. That's how I am. I'm not on game day. I'm not somebody that has a routine that does the same thing. Obviously I get up shots, but I might take a nap. I might not. It just depends on how I'm feeling that day. I'm not eating the same thing either. So, yeah.
Don't get locked down in routine and superstitions.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's so fun in the locker room, though. Everyone oh, we all know each other, but we don't know each other that well where we're going to start sharing music and having a good time. That's so funny.
Yeah, for sure. No, not yet. No.
You need an icebreaker or a post-game celebration that's just going to break down those walls.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna get it sorted probably in the next month or so, for sure. Something's gonna happen.
Did the team do anything together over the Easter long weekend?
No, because a lot of us went away or went with their families, so we didn't do it outside of training and stuff. But we had a Pilates class today. That was good. Instead of we have training, so we do little
Very
stuff like
LeBron
that.
Of you.
Second Pilates class, so yeah, we're getting fit.
Yeah, look, doing Pilates is very LeBron of you.
This is my first time, but our team's locked into it, so we're doing it.
It's hard. You will live forever if you keep up Pilates.
Yeah, no, we're on it. We were struggling a little bit because we're all tall and long and unflexible.
Yeah.
But sure.
The next challenge is try and do a bar class, like ballet bar that's spelled BARRE.
Yeah.
Have you done that?
No.
No.
No, I don't know about that.
Is it?
We'll see.
Harry Garside, the Olympic boxer, did it. And I think he actually did full-on ballet as well. He'd just go and do things to get himself outside his comfort zone and just end up doing bar and ballet and all kinds of things.
Light on your feet,
yeah.
Oh, man. Bar class is the hardest thing I've done in my life. It's,
I'm sure.
It gets all your muscles you didn't know existed that you needed to function. So it's my challenge to you.
Might take
But Mandrell, we've taken up lots of your time. Thank you for being such a wonderful guest today for ESCOC game. Round 2 tips off on the 11th of April, and you've got a road trip to Sydney Comets to my favorite court that we were just talking about, so you can get your mid-range game firing in round 2. How are you feeling ahead of this game?
I'm feeling pretty confident. We had 2 weeks to kind of prepare. I'm sure they prepared for us as well. So I think just us gelling together, I think we'll go into it pretty confident, looking to get our first win of the season. So.
Yeah, sounds good to get it on the road. Best of luck for the weekend. And again, thank you so much for being such a good guest for ESCOC game. And looking forward to seeing you soar with the Falcons this season.
I appreciate you guys for having me, for sure. You guys are definitely great to have. Appreciate you guys for reaching out to, and definitely want to see you guys out, even if we're playing in Sydney or whatever. Want to definitely see you guys when you guys can make a game or so. So definitely want to reach out to you guys and see you guys. And
I think you guys come down to Sutherland, so I'll see you there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, let me know.
And unfortunately, I now live in Brisbane, so I might have to.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Yeah. Well, if you ever come to Sydney, hopefully at some point, maybe for finals, we'll see.
Yeah, maybe for finals, or when you guys win the championship, I might see you at NBL1 Nationals.
Yeah, one of the two. Yeah, for sure.
One of the two. But otherwise, if you, I mean, I might be able to time it with a trip home to if you play at Terrigal against the Crusaders. If I can time it right, maybe I'll see you there.
Yeah, no, that'll be good. Good for sure. No, appreciate you guys though, for sure.
Likewise. Thank you so much, buddy.
Thanks,
We'll talk
mate.
to you again soon.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks.
There we go. And Locke, it looks like you've got a couple of singlets in the background there. Did you want to chat about them before we head off?
Oh, I just had some space on my couch, so the Australian number 3 Christy Wallace is an old standard, but I mean she did get picked up in the expansion draft on the last week, so that was worth talking about. And then of course, Mandrell being from Washington had to go with the Seattle Storm, the Sue Bird number 10.
Very good, very good. I love that your jersey choices always have the right intention and are purposely placed. We got some love on the Instagram live. Hamish Salberg says, "Great dude," referring to Mandrell. Absolute legend. It was great to have him on as a guest. So cool that he got to play in the BAL as well. And so looking ahead for round 2, which, as we mentioned, tips off on Saturday, the 11th of April.
Actually, I think it tips off on the Friday. We got Hills Manly on the Friday night.
Oh, we do. Friday the 10th. We love a Friday night game, which is very exciting. And do you know what the game of the week is?
I believe it is the grand final rematch between the Canberra Gunners and the Illawarra Hawks.
Oh, my gosh, the Hawkies.
Hawkies owning the stage.
Yeah, Hawkies going back-to-back, games of the week. That's right. Loving the limelight. All right, so that looks pretty good. Big game of the week coming up. Everyone, hopefully, I'd like to say fresh after the long weekend, but we only had one round, so this should be okay nonetheless. And up here in North, we'll just keep waiting for our season to start.
Sounds good. I'll be commentating Sutherland v Maitland.
Sutherland v Maitland. That is also due to be an absolute cracker.
A game I'm terming the James Hunter Jamboree.
Very good. Very good. Be strange. It's still strange to me to see James Hunter in a Sutherland jersey. You have to get used to it. But nonetheless, looking forward to round 2. Remember, you can catch a recap of ESCOT game on basketball.com.au alongside Cut to the Chase and It's a Cold World podcast. And keep liking, subscribing, and commenting wherever you subscribe to ESCOT game. We love seeing the feedback. But otherwise, Lockie, what's our sound? How should we sound off this episode?
Don't sleep on the 8th.